call this meeting of the Moberly City Council order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Roll call, please.
Lucas.
Here.
Kimmons.
Here.
Kaiser.
Here.
McEwen.
Here.
Graf.
Here.
Thank you. Everyone should have received a copy of the agenda in your packet. Is there any changes or questions regarding the agenda? I would entertain a motion to approve the agenda for tonight's meeting.
So move.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor for the approval of the agenda signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Tonight's agenda has been approved. You also should have received a copy of the minutes in your packet for August 5th and August 7th council meetings. Any questions or concerns regarding the minutes? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes.
So moved.
Got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We got a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the minutes signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The minutes have been approved. Recognition of visitors, Mr. Bogowski.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, tonight we are joined by Jason Terry, an attorney representing the city in a matter that comes up later on the agenda for the SRF bonds, and he's with Gilmore and Bell.
Thank you very much, Mr. Terry. Welcome. I'd like to make a note at this time, if there's anyone that would like to address the council, please see the clerk, fill out a green card. You'll have 4 minutes to address the council a little bit later on in the meeting. We'll let you know when that is. Okay, communication requests and informational items. Number 2, request from the Moberly VFW Post 2654 to hold the 2024 Veterans Day Parade on November 9th, 2024.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, we received a request from the local VFW to host their annual Veterans Day Parade. This same parade has been going on for a number of years now. It's following the same route this year. We discussed this at work session at last meeting, and PD has reviewed the route and recommends approval of the request.
Very good. Anyone have any questions or suggestions regarding the request? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion for the approval of the request for the Moberly VFW.
So moved.
Second.
We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The request has been approved. Public hearing and receipt of bids. Number 3, receipt of bids to replace the 3 SUV patrol vehicles for the Moberly Police Department. Anybody want to speak to that one? No?
Sure, 1 second. Yes, as part of our CIP process, this was a year to replace 3 vehicles with the Moberly Police Department. We advertised for bids to replace 3 SUVs and received a bid from Moberly Motors. That was the only bid we received for this request.
Okay, thank you very much. Any questions or suggestions, changes on the request or on the acceptance of the bids? We have a motion to approve the bids.
So move.
Got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The bids have been approved. As with most evenings, we do have a consent agenda this evening. Items number 4 through 13. Is there anything on the consent agenda this evening that anyone would like to have removed to discuss separately? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion for the reading of the consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
We've got a motion and a second. All those in favor of the reading of the consent agenda signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Please read the consent agenda.
Bill number R1690, a resolution authorizing the city manager to execute a financial services agreement with Piper Sandler and Company. Bill number R1691, a resolution accepting the bid of Moberly Motors for 3 SUV patrol vehicles in the total amount of $132,267. Bill number R1692, a resolution accepting a quitclaim deed from Warren Henry Houghton as trustee of the Warren and Helen Houghton Family Living Trust. Bill number R1693, A resolution authorizing and accepting change order number 2 to the Morley Pump Station retrofit and force main extension contract with Emery Sapp & Sons. Bill number R1694, a resolution accepting the proposal and authorizing purchasing Dura Edge infield mix from Site 1 Landscape. Bill number R1695, a resolution approving proposals for golf course maintenance equipment for Heritage Hills Golf Course. Bill number R1696, a resolution authorizing the purchase of 4 tornado aspirating aerators for the wastewater treatment plant. Bill number R1697, a resolution authorizing a professional services agreement with Trek Design Group LLC for a lead service line inventory update. Bill number R1698, a resolution authorizing the city manager to purchase a mobile sewer inspection camera system. And Bill number R1699, a resolution accepting the bid of Federal Signal Corporation and authorizing contracting for installation of an emergency warning siren.
Thank you. There you have the reading of the consent agenda. Do we have any additional discussion regarding any of the items? Hearing none, we will entertain a motion for the approval of the consent agenda.
So move.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of approving the consent agenda this evening, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The consent agenda has been approved. Okay, moving on to ordinances and resolutions. Number 14, an ordinance. Mr. Kaiser.
Yes, Mr. Mayor. I have an ordinance authorizing the issuance of a combined waterworks and sewer system revenue bond. Asked to be read twice for consideration.
Thank you. We have a motion for the reading of the ordinance. All those in favor signify by aye. All opposed?
Need a second?
Oh, did we not get a second?
I'll second.
I'm sorry. We did. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance authorizing the issuance of a combined waterworks and sewerage system revenue bond, State of Missouri Direct Loan Program Series 2024, in the maximum principal amount of not to exceed $1,166,000, prescribing the form and details of the bond and authorizing certain other actions and documents in connection therewith.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Second reading, please.
Did you want Mr. Terry to address the council?
Oh, yes, actually, Mr. Terry, would you like to come up and address the council regarding this?
Sure, thank you. Can you hear me?
You may have to turn it on.
Is it on? Yeah, okay.
There you go.
Thank you.
Thank you.
My name is Jason Terry with Gilmore & Bell. I know it was earlier. Thanks for having me this evening. Our firm is working with the city on the just over $1.1 million bond issue for the payable from the city's waterworks and sewer system. This bond is going to be purchased by, it'll be issued by the city, but purchased by the state through the Department of Natural Resources, DNR. The reason it's a loan from the state, but the city has to evidence that loan by issuing a bond. The state can offer a very low and attractive interest rate, which is why the city is pursuing this financing as opposed to selling that bond out in the open market. Today, I'm not charged with the interest rates, but today that rate would be 1.26. That rate will be set at the date of closing, and this is 20-year financing. So as you can imagine, that's a very low interest rate. So it's a very attractive program for many cities, water districts, sewer districts throughout the state. The program, all of the bond funds will be deposited with a trustee and escrow bank, and the city will draw those funds as needed. The closing will occur within the next few weeks. There's some loose ends. We got the paper signed tonight. There's some loose ends that will wrap up over the next few weeks, and then that rate will be locked in for the term of the 20 years. It's not an adjustable floating rate. So that's a quick overview of the program. Again, the state is buying your bond, which is what allows them to offer you a very low interest rate. It is based on 30% of the market rate. So it is,
Very good. Any questions for Mr. Terry? Nope. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Okay, can we just resume at our second reading, please?
An ordinance authorizing the issuance of a combined waterworks and sewerage system revenue bond, State of Missouri Direct Loan Program, Series 2024, in the maximum principal amount of not to exceed $1,166,000, prescribing the form and details of the bond, and authorizing certain other actions and documents in connection therewith.
Thank you, Shannon. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion to approve the ordinance.
So moved.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Lucas,
Yes.
Kimmons,
Yes.
Kaiser,
Yes.
McEwen,
Yes.
Graff.
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance has passed. Number 15, an ordinance.
Mayor, I have an ordinance establishing the tax levy for the city of Moberly, Missouri for the year 2024, and I ask that it be read twice for consideration.
Thank you. We do have a motion for the reading of the ordinance. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor for the reading signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance establishing the tax levy for the city of Moberly, Missouri for the year 2024.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Second reading.
An ordinance establishing the tax levy for the city of Moberly, Missouri for the year 2024.
Last chance. Any additional discussion or questions? Hearing none. Is there a motion to approve the ordinance?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. Roll call, please.
Lucas,
Yes.
Kimmons,
Yes.
Kaiser,
Yes.
McEwen,
Yes.
Graff.
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance is passed. Number 16, an ordinance.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have an ordinance establishing the annual tax for the imposition of a 911 tax for the emergency telephone services heretofore imposed by ordinance number 6948, passed and adopted May 2nd, 1994. I ask that this be read twice for consideration of passage.
Thank you. We have a motion for the reading of the ordinance. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor for the reading of the ordinance signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance establishing the annual tax for the imposition of a 911 tax for the emergency telephone services heretofore imposed by ordinance number 6948, passed and adopted May 2nd, 1994.
Thank you. Any additional discussion or questions? Hearing none. Second reading, please.
An ordinance establishing the annual tax for the imposition of a 911 tax for the emergency telephone services heretofore imposed by ordinance number 6948, passed and adopted May 2nd, 1994.
Thank you. Last chance. Any further discussion? Hearing none. Do we have a motion for the approval of the ordinance?
So move.
And a motion, do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Lucas,
Yes.
Kimmons,
Yes.
Kaiser,
Yes.
McEwen,
Yes.
Graff.
Yes.
The ordinance has been approved. Number 18, an ordinance.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have an ordinance adopting the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the rezoning application of C&Do Property Management. Has to be read twice for consideration.
Thank you. We have a motion for the reading of the ordinance. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor for the reading of the ordinance signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance adopting the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the rezoning application of C&Do Property Management LLC for property located at 505 North Alt Street.
Thank you. Any further discussion regarding the ordinance? Any questions? Hearing none. Second reading, please.
An ordinance adopting the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the rezoning application of C&Do Property Management LLC for property located at 505 North Alt Street.
Last chance. Any further discussion or questions? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion for the approval of the ordinance.
So move.
Got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Roll call, please.
Lucas,
Yes.
Kimmons,
Yes.
Kaiser,
Yes.
McEwen,
Yes.
Graff.
Yes.
The ordinance has been approved.
Did you skip 17?
Skipped over 17.
Oh, did we skip over 17? Okay, we'll go back to that. Okay, who has 17? You do? All right.
Mayor, I have an ordinance adopting the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the rezoning application of Robert Gillenwater for property located at 501 North Alt Street. It has to be read twice for consideration.
Thank you, sir. We do have a motion for the reading of the ordinance. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the reading of the ordinance signify by aye.
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 All opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance adopting the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the rezoning application of Robert Gillenwater for property located at 501 North Alt Street.
Thank you. Any further discussion regarding the ordinance? Second reading, please.
An ordinance adopting the recommendation of the Planning and Zoning Commission to approve the rezoning application of Robert Gillenwater for property located at 501 North Alt Street.
Thank you. Last chance. Any additional discussion or questions? Hearing none. Do we have a motion for the approval of the ordinance?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Lucas,
Yes.
Kimmons,
Yes.
Kaiser,
Yes.
McEwen,
Yes.
Graff.
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance has been approved. And just to make sure I'm on track, we're on number 19 now, right? Okay. Perfect. Number 19, an ordinance, please.
Mayor, I have an ordinance amending City of Moberly City Code Section 46-3 and 46-118 and adopting Section 46-154 pertaining to short-term housing facilities. And I ask that it be read twice for consideration.
Thank you. We do have a motion for the reading of the ordinance. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you. All those in favor of the reading of the ordinance signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance amending City of Moberly City Code Sections 46-3 and 46-118 and adopting Section 46-155 pertaining to short-term rental housing facilities.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Any questions? I would like to add that the council did ask staff to come up with about 3 different things in relation to this particular ordinance. Would it be okay if you guys kind of went through those real quick so we knew exactly what they were?
Sure, Tom, do you want to jump in on that? Yeah.
I don't have no front of me right now, but main thing was the strikes, so we would have things we would identify as far as noise violations or other verified complaints that would lead to the revoking of the business license or the occupants used for the facility. That's the main thing. So 3 items on that would be, and it would be like for a 3-year period at minimum. And the other thing was you'd ask for, or council had asked for a kind of a guidance as far as how covenant subdivisions or could re-establish a homeowners association or else create a new one from the beginning. So we had provided some guidelines that was kind of that showed the steps it would take to reestablish that, basically get the boards established so they could set their own guidelines or enforce the ones they had in place.
Perfect. And then I think the last one was put the processes in place regarding the tax collection regarding these.
Yeah, in addition to that, we put together a form that would be mailed out quarterly where they will report their lodging taxes there. So
Very good. Thank you. Does anybody have any additional question or discussion regarding any of those items? Nope. Okay. Second reading, please.
An ordinance amending City of Moberly City Code Sections 46-3 and 46-118 and adopting Section 46-155 pertaining to short-term rental housing facilities.
Thank you. Any additional questions or discussion? Hearing none, do we have a motion for the approval of the ordinance?
So moved.
Got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Lucas?
Yes.
Kimmons?
Yes.
Kaiser?
Yes.
McEwen?
Yes.
Graff?
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance has been approved. Number 20, an ordinance.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, I have an ordinance authorizing execution of an aviation project consultant agreement with H.W. Lochner, Inc., and I ask that it be read twice for consideration of passage.
Thank you, Mr. Kimmons. We have a motion for the reading of the ordinance. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor for the reading of the ordinance signify by aye. All opposed? First reading, please.
An ordinance authorizing execution of an aviation project consultant agreement with H.W. Lochner Incorporated.
Thank you. Last chance. Any additional questions? Discussion? Hearing none. Second reading, please.
An ordinance authorizing execution of an aviation project consultant agreement with H.W. Lochner Incorporated.
Thank you. Any additional questions or discussion? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion for the approval of the ordinance, please.
So moved.
Second.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Lucas,
Yes.
Kimmons,
Yes.
Kaiser,
Yes.
McEwen,
Yes.
Graff.
Yes.
Thank you. The ordinance has been approved. Number 21, a resolution.
Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution of the City of Moberly, Missouri, approving a pole and anchor easement for Union Electric Company doing business as Ameren, Missouri, and authorizing the mayor to execute the easement instrument on behalf of the city. Asked to be read once for consideration.
Thank you. Do we have any additional questions or discussion? I'm sorry, we need a second for the reading, please.
Second.
We have a second. All those in favor for the reading signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First and only reading.
A resolution of the City of Moberly, Missouri approving a pole and anchor easement for Union Electric Company doing business as Ameren, Missouri, and authorizing the mayor to execute the easement instrument on behalf of the city.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion for the approval of the resolution.
So moved.
Got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor for the approval of the resolution signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? Resolution is passed. Number 23, a resolution.
Mr. Mayor, I have a resolution appropriating money out of the treasury of the city of Moberly, Missouri to pay expenses due between July 31st and August 14th, 2024, and I ask that it be read once for consideration.
Thank you. We have a motion for the reading of the resolution. Do we have a second?
Second.
A motion and a second. All those in favor of the reading signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First and only reading, please.
A resolution appropriating money out of the treasury of the city of Moberly, Missouri to pay expenses due between July 31st, 2024 and August 14th, 2024 in the amount of $1,062,868.95.
Thank you. Any further discussion regarding the paying of the bills? I hereby certify there's sufficient money standing to the credit of the city of Moberly, Missouri, unappropriated in the funds identified in this resolution to meet the requirements of this resolution. City Treasurer Gregory L. Hodge. Do we have a motion for the approval of the resolution?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The resolution is passed. So apparently I skipped another one, so we're going to have to go back to number 22. Go back to 22. Yeah, correct? That's what I missed. Okay. Number 22, a resolution. Who's got that one?
Yes, Mr. Mayor, Tim. I have a resolution here authorizing the filing of an application with the Missouri Department of Natural Resources Financial Assistance Center's funding programs for loans and/or grants, and ask to be read twice for consideration.
Thank you. We have a motion for the reading of the resolution. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those in favor of the reading of the resolution signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? First and only reading, please.
A resolution authorizing the filing of an application with the Missouri Department of Natural Resources Financial Assistance Center's funding programs for loans and/or grants under the Missouri Clean Water Law, Chapter 644 RSMO.
Thank you. Any further discussion? Nope. Hearing none. Do we have a motion for the approval of the resolution?
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
Got a motion and a second. All those in favor of the approval of the resolution, out of order, signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The resolution has passed. You ever just had a bad day? I think all you can do is just laugh about it. All right. We made it through that. Moving down to department head official reports. As most everyone knows, we ask the department heads to submit a report monthly. just to kind of keep the council updated on what's happening and what's going on. Are there any questions for any of the department heads by any of the council members?
I had one.
Mr.
And that
Kaiser.
was, Tom, I think I saw in your report that the tourism has agreed to bump the possible awards up to the $1,500 like we had discussed. Did I understand that correctly?
They're recommending that on the marketing side,
Okay.
advertising, yes.
Okay. Fair enough. I just want to, I know I'd asked a couple of times, but I just want to clarify that did happen.
Councilman, that'll be item 10 on work session, so we'll be able to discuss that a little bit later
perfect.
if you wish.
Very good. Any additional questions regarding department head monthly reports? Okay. Hearing none. Number 25, a proposal from the Tourism Advisory Council for $400 for the craft and gift show event held by Randolph County Family and Community Education.
Yes, Mr. Mayor, this is a recommendation from the Tourism Advisory Commission to sponsor the craft show for $400. This is put together by the board to assist with the marketing of the event. And there's been some positive results from that marketing in the past, and so that's kind of why the Tourism Commission directed it in that way. So,
Very good. Any additional questions for Mr. Bogalski regarding the proposal? Hearing none, we'll entertain a motion for the approval of the proposal from the Tourism Advisory Commission.
So move.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
And a motion and a second. All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? The tourism proposal has been approved. At this time, if anyone would like to make any public comments, address the council, now would be that time. Nobody. All right. That's all we have for this evening. So I would entertain a motion to approve or to adjourn to work session, followed by a closed session to discuss the status of real estate and personnel matters.
So move. Second.
Got a motion and a second. Roll call, please.
Lucas,
Yes.
Kimmons,
Yes.
Kaiser,
Yes.
McEwen,
Yes.
Graff.
Yes.
Thank you. We are adjourned. Thanks to everyone for coming and for having to sit through that. Okay, we'll move right into our work session. Requests, ordinances, and miscellaneous. Number one, a request from Patrick Campbell to close the 500 block of West Reed Street for a bed racing event on November 30th, 2024.
yes, Mr. Mayor, we received a request from Mr. Patrick Campbell to hold the bed racing event on the 500 block of West Reed Street. This was a former event in Moberly that went dark for many years, and Mr. Campbell is trying to bring it back. Mr. Campbell is here tonight if you wish to ask him any questions directly. So.
Mr. Campbell, would you like to say anything in front of the council? Okay. I kind of like to hear what you're planning on doing with your event. It should be on.
I wonder if we paid extra.
Hi, my name is Patrick Campbell. I actually just recently moved to the downtown district. I'm actually on the 500 block of Reed Street. Me and my wife own two businesses there. We just recently bought the old Kehoe building, 1957 Kehoe building, remodeled it completely, and that's where our business is established now. So we got word that on that block, there used to be bed races actually held, and that's where that picture comes from. Our building's actually like to the back right in that picture, the old Carlson's building. So I have a thing kind of for nostalgia too, and keeping old events going. So why come up with a new one whenever you can do one that's already kind of been? And it seemed like from traction from Moberly Chamber of Commerce page that a lot of people really enjoyed that event as well.
Yeah, it was a big deal.
So I figured to do it a trial thing. I know the only backlash I've really gotten from it was the date of November 30th, potential of being cold, which I know the parade is the next weekend after that. So there's going to be tons of people lining the streets for candy and stuff. So they can line the streets to watch people race down them. And I figured it'd be a good thing to for people even if they wanted to dress up like Santa Claus or something like that and be able to push a bed in the resemblance of a sleigh or a sled. And then proceeds, I talked with Karma Palmer of Toys for Tots. So we could have local stations set up with boxes for Toys for Tots for people to make donations for toys while they're there, and then the proceeds from the event would go towards Toys for Tots too for less fortunate kids for Christmas too. I have started kind of dabbling in the budget and stuff like that, and in case it does get approved, and then marketing and stuff's always going to be the biggest expense of that. But I think it'd be cool, at least not. I know it would take years to build back probably, but I figure it's something to try.
Sure.
It's something that could bring a lot of people to downtown in the holiday season. It falls on Small Business Saturday, so that could bring potential shopping to the downtown businesses too. I did talk to local, the business owners that are open on Saturdays. There's only a handful on that block, and the mass majority were for it. There is one opposing. The Coach Light, he's opposing it, saying it would be a loss of money for foot traffic to his business. But every other business on the block, I have signatures saying that they're all for it, and they seemed excited about it as well.
Good.
So.
Okay.
And I figured with Coach Light being on the corner too, it's less, what's the word I'm looking for, encroaching on them, since they do have other side access from Fifth Street too. So, do you guys have any questions? For me?
Anybody have any questions for Mr. Campbell?
I had one. I see here we're asking to have the block blocked off from 8 to 6. Is your event going to run that entire time?
It's just from 5th to Johnson.
No, I'm talking about the time. It
Oh,
says
8 to 6.
a.m.
Oh,
6
no,
p.m.
setup. That would give enough time for setup and then cleanup as well. The event itself, the actual racing portion of it would just be from 11 to 2. And then setup would be from 8 to the 11 o'clock mark, get everybody. And that might be giving us a little bit of extra. And then a little bit of extra cleanup too, because I do know from other business owners I've talked to that one of the things is people walk their dogs and they poop on the sidewalk. So I'd like to leave it the way that we found it. Especially being an owner down there too, you know, I want to leave the block looking better than it was whenever we even got it. So
Sure. Is there, if we tried to shorten the time that the street would be closed, would that really hinder you? Like if we tried to do a, 9 to 4 and something like that?
probably not. I have a.
What day is that? A Saturday or?
It's a Saturday.
It's a Saturday.
I have a list of. I figured 15 volunteers, which I don't think would be hard to manage, and that would be plenty of people if we needed to.
But you did say everybody, all but one, basically signed off on it, though, right? Okay. Well, then I don't.
And there's not a lot of them really even open. And I did check with the ones that were close to, like the dance studio is a big one, to make sure that they didn't have like another event that they were going to be doing like a dance competition or something, and they don't. They were all for it too. So.
And just because the road is closed doesn't mean that people can't walk.
Sure,
to Coach
absolutely.
Light, so,
Yeah.
I was just asking.
Yeah, the only people I didn't check with would be the people who were in the apartments and stuff.
Yeah.
Which I didn't want to just go knock on doors.
Any other questions for Mr. Campbell? Any objections to moving this forward to the next council meeting?
No.
No. Okay, we will move this one forward to the next council meeting. Thank you very much for coming up and telling us about it. Number 2, receipt of bids for new 9mm duty weapons for the police department. Chief.
So near as I can tell, it's been about 9 or 10 years since we acquired new duty weapons. We bought the Glock 22s in .40 caliber, somewhere around 14 or 15. Per my armor and weapons expert in the department, our current ones are starting to show the signs of fatigue from 7 to 8 to 10 years of use. We're seeing recoil spring failures and extractor failures, and we're also seeing the light sights are beginning to fade. So it's time to start thinking about replacing them. The current trend is to go away from the .40 caliber Smith & Wesson and go to 9mm. We went from 9mm to 40s because the 9mm did not have the ballistics that was needed for law enforcement. 9mm rounds have come a long way, and now they are approaching the same configuration or the same ballistic coefficients that we get out of the .40 calibers. But it's a smaller package, so the weapons are smaller themselves. So we're going to switch back to or go to 9mm. Glocks are the same price, whether they're about 40 or 9s. The 17s, the 19s, and some of the other ones are all very similar in price, if not exact in price, from the two dealers who are authorized to sell them in Missouri. And that's GT Supply and Kiesler's. So we are proposing to purchase 30 new Glock 17 MOS pistols with Glock night sights, along with 5 Gen 4 Glock 19 MOSs with night sights, and they are the subcompacts for our detectives. And then Commander Hayes has requested the smaller version of the 9mm as well. As I said, we're going to that one for the smaller frames, and the smaller weapon recoil on those is going to benefit our smaller statured officers when they actually fire the weapon. The officers already shooting well, that will benefit them as well, but we'll see the biggest improvement in our marginal shooters. And also, we're going to get a price break on the ammunition. Right now, it's about $80 to $110 a case difference between 9mm and 40. That adds up over multiple cases of ammunition purchased. Save us about $2,000 a year in ammunition purchases is what our estimate is right now. So we looked, and I know this question has come up about getting Gen 5s, which is a different model number and the same price. And we chose not to go with those because when we test fitted that one into our holsters, they stick. They're 8/100ths of an inch wider, and they stick on our holsters. We would have to replace about $6,000 worth of holsters to go to the Gen 5s. We chose to stick with the Gen 4s and not have to purchase additional holsters as well. So that's the reasoning why we went with the Gen 4s and the Gen 5s. Personally, I don't have a preference one way or the other, but I don't want to replace 30 or 40 holsters just to have Gen 5 firearms too. And the Gen 4s are a brand new manufacturer. They're just Gen 4s, not Gen 5s.
Any questions for Chief regarding
Yeah,
firearms?
I don't necessarily have a question, but I do have a statement, and that is that I would prefer to send this back and have it rebid with Gen 5s. And I'd be curious how much, I'd like to see a bid or
They're
bids.
the same price.
I understand, and that's what I expect on the handguns. The difference is that Gen 5s have a flared magwell, which makes it easier for quick changing of the magazines in a high-stress situation. They've got a marksman barrel compared to the Gen 4s. Ambidextrous slide stop, because that way then it takes care of if you have a left-hander or a right-hander. They took care of they got rid of the finger grooves, which people with different size hands, sometimes some people like the finger grooves and a lot of people don't like them because they're uncomfortable to shoot. My personal opinion is if we're going to do this, let's do it the right way. And $6,000 for holsters, I'd like to get some bids and see what those holsters come in at, but I think we should be able to find the money to get the right guns. The Highway Patrol went with Gen 5 here in Missouri. The Kansas Highway Patrol went with Gen 5. I know Denver PD went with Gen 5. Everywhere I call, it says they've all went with Gen 5 instead of the Gen 4s. Gen 4s came out in 2010, which goes along with, we bought the 22s of Gen 4 in 2014. Gen 5s came out in 2017. Gen 6 will eventually be here, but, it's the same thing. I'd rather put our officers with the best for them, and to have an holster is should not hold us back from doing it right the first time. So I'd like to find the monies to get them the holsters so they can have the Gen 5s. But that's my personal opinion.
Anybody like to add anything to that? Chief, would you be interested in that? Is that?
Quite frankly, I thought we chose the best from the get-go with the monetary constraints that we had. This is an unbudgeted item. This is coming out of our reserves is where it's coming from. And the $6,000 or $7,000 was a big deal to me at the time. So that's why we went with it. But the council can say yea or nay, and we'll go back to the drawing board.
Sure.
And we may scrap it and wait till next year's budget. It just depends on how it works out at this point in time. But I was very conscientious when we made these decisions to start with.
Sure, absolutely, and appreciate that. Anybody want to add anything on what you would like to see? Would you like to see the at least the pricing? Where do you guys stand?
It seems to me that the Gen 5 has some real improvements over the 4.
Not really.
No? Okay.
Me personally, none of those things make a bit of difference in how I operate the firearm in the first place. We haven't seen problems with magazine insertions. We haven't seen problems, I don't know what a match barrel does, but for no morning rounds that we shoot at, I don't know that those are going to be significant increases. And we haven't experienced problems with left-handed shooters because I don't have a left-handed shooter in the department at the present time. Ambidextrous side releases would be a handy deal, but I don't know that those extras is going to count for the 35 or 40 new holsters that I'm going to have to buy just to get the Gen 5s. We're gonna have to have 30 new holsters just for the department, because we keep holsters in reserve. Old holsters are kept, and over the years, and then they've all got new holsters on their own. So it's $200 to $220 a holster right now. But it's City of Moberly money. I'm just here making a request, so we'll of course abide by the direction that City Council wants us to go in.
Is there any resale value to the old holsters?
No, they're junk.
They're junk. They're just, once they're used up, they're.
When I say they're junk, they're fine for somebody that, hey, I sat down or I got in a fight or I fell down and the top strap broke. Then we have a group of holsters that we can't put into use for that. So we have that, but if we go to Gen 5 guns, all those holsters are now, they're of no use. We'll have to start over from scratch, which is truthfully the reason why we went with Gen 4s instead of Gen 5s was we didn't want to replace all the holsters. That was the main reason.
Right.
We actually tested a Gen 5. We tested in holsters. 1 out of 3 holsters, it stuck to the point that it was going to cause a problem drawing. And so if one sticks, then we'll just go with the Gen 4s. They're the same price. $481 from Glock for the Gen 4s, $481 for the Gen 5s. It's the same money as far as that goes. The difference is the holster prices.
Okay.
And
These bids are good till November 1st. I think we owe it to our officers to at least look at the other pricing, and then we can find a way to pay for them. That's what I'm saying.
Okay. So you said you have a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering, when we were doing the budget talks, I was brand new, so I may have missed this, but why is it an unbudgeted item? Were we not expecting to do this year?
It became available with the increasing prices of the 9mm ammo or the 40 ammo. It became, hey, we have an opportunity here now to, let's see what the numbers are. Well, those numbers aren't that bad. We can maybe get this as far as, but it was not budgeted as part of the budget. And quite frankly, I had enough and you guys had enough on budget then to throw something in at the last minute.
Okay.
Kind of this comes up, hey, we need to buy guns in May. I'm like, well, it's too late to get into the budget process. I'm not going to upheave for that, but we went ahead and pulled the numbers and said, hey, we think maybe we can swing this with what some of the reserves we have from our utility fund, but so that's what the kind of direction we went as. And just to see if we're going to do it, let's do it and save the costs on ammo for this budget year and put it to someplace else. We're not getting rid of all of our 40 caliber ammo because we still have 40 caliber MP540, so we're going to have 40. But we shoot that very, very limitedly, of course, in comparison to our handgun usage.
Good. Yep. Chuck, please.
What kind of feedback are you getting from the other officers? I mean, is this the direction they want to go, or would they rather see the Gen 5s, or?
I've heard nothing. They're getting new guns and they don't really have a cool. We're getting new guns in 9mm. Great. They're not gun people. They're not. I mean, we have officers that we're doing good when they qualify.
Yeah.
And sometimes that takes work, it takes practice, it takes that. So as far as them being highly attuned to which Glock they want, the biggest thing I've got back is that they would rather have Glock 19s as opposed to the Glock 17s because they're slightly smaller and considered a compactor version of it. That's the biggest feedback I've gotten. They don't want the baby Glocks that we had for detectives. They don't want those. The detectives really don't want full-size Glocks. I understand that. The biggest thing I got was we'd rather have the Glock 19s as opposed to the 17, which is a full-size weapon.
And with the Gen 5, you've got a Glock 45 that has the 19 slide that's more compact that they like, but it's got the longer grip, so you get the more capacity of the 17s.
You know,
Okay.
Perhaps we should just, if this is going to be a contentious idea, I'll call Glock and we'll get a bunch of samples in here and we'll get the officers to shoot them and see what they think.
I got them sitting in the store 3 blocks away. We can bring those over. I mean, the point is, though, is I'm saying let's look at it. I've heard from 2 officers that want the Gen 5. So, and their opinion, I had one even say that the offer was to use part of their clothing allowance to help pay for the new holsters because they wanted the Gen 5s. But I'm just asking, can we at least go back and get quotes on the holsters and see
All right.
what we're dealing with? That's all I'm asking for.
So let's just get a consensus on where everyone stands here. So Austin, I think we know where you're at.
Yep.
Sarah, do you have a?
I'd like to see the bids as well.
Okay. I think I would like to just see the bids. You know, it doesn't mean we have to go that route. I'd like to see them.
If we can cure the holster problem, I think, and upgrade to the Gen 5.
Yeah. And
I mean, on something like this, I want to defer to what they bring to us. I mean, I can't imagine that they didn't research some of those issues, so I'm probably always going to defer to
Sure.
what the department brings. But
Sure. Makes sense. So I think at this point, I think what we're saying is we want to see what comes back. If you get the bids for the Gen 5s, and then we'll compare, see what
And the holster.
the holsters, and see what the cost is, and then make a decision from there. Is that
Okay. Thank you.
fair? All right. Number 3, receipt of bids for reestablishing existing ditches within the city of Moberly for a 3-year agreement. Tom, is that you?
Team bids went out, so we had a 3-year agreement, or a 1-year agreement with, in the past, and we went out for a 3-year agreement this time. We received multiple bids, and the low bidder was, Ben Briscoe, who's doing our current project right now. We've been very satisfied with his work. And again, he was a little lower on this year's prices, so we're definitely recommending going back with that again this year.
Good. Glad to see that a local guy was chosen for that. Any objection or questions on moving this forward? Hearing none, we'll move this forward to the next council meeting. Number 4, proposed list of properties for the 2024-25 budget year to be demolished.
So we submitted that list there. I mean, we're really focusing, we've got 140 houses in town probably that could be a target on this. So we're trying to get the ones that, instead of having the random little dots over town, we're trying to focus that effort. And so one of the things you see, we've got a lot of infill occurring on Concannon. We've got a lot of lots that are up for infill development. And so there's 6 properties that we're focusing on Concannon, and then also a couple on Franklin, and ones that are just have been burned or have severe open exposure is where our focus is right now.
Thank you. Any questions for Tom regarding the infill demos?
No.
The only thing how do you justify which ones, you're trying to pick a selected area. I feel like I see a few names on this list that might be able to handle some of this on their own. So, what's the justification?
Well, certainly there's ones that can, and so we're not just writing those off. I mean, this is it gets a tax bill, and so right now we have got I just sent a list of about 25 tax bills or debts, and that we're going to file foreclosure on, that will go after the property and the owner. So, I mean, this is not a free ride for these people. There'll be a tax bill, the full debt is associated with that. So only in those cases where there's no potential for getting, where you have an estate or something like that, where there's no potential of trying to recoup some money, would we just accept those lots? I mean, so.
Okay, very good. No other questions for Tom? Any objections to moving this forward? Okay, move this forward to the next city council meeting. Number 6, Jacobs Agreement Amendment, Logan Street water main replacement. I think this is you, Sean, right?
You're skipping numbers, Tim.
I think it's because they're red. Number 5, receipt of bids for industrial park extension project.
This was just kind of thrown there. We just opened bids on that, and the engineer's estimate on that was about $2.5 million. We received 2 bids on that. One was for 2.8. Well, these are the base bids. So there's addendums on there. So these are the very base bids. So the actual bid with all the ad alternatives was $2.7 million, some change for Bloomdale, and $1.8 million for Emery Sapin Son. But the point of this is it's 2.5 was the engineer's estimate. So we have the funding and there's money left over. So we actually are going to go back and see what other things we can add on, such as additional pavement thicknesses. This is the industrial park.
Right.
Instead of having 8 inches, we're looking to go to 10 inches. And there's some places where we can do some additional relocation of utilities and do the stub out or extensions of the roadway. So we're looking at what other things we can add to that to utilize the full funding appropriately in the industrial park.
Thank you. Any additional questions for Mr. Sanders? Hearing none, any objection to moving this forward to the next council meeting? Okay, we will move this forward. Number 6, Jacobs Agreement Amendment, Logan Street water main replacement. It may be on.
Okay, everybody hear me?
There you go.
All right. Yeah, this is just an amendment to an existing agreement with Jacobs Engineering for specific to the Logan Street water main replacement. It addresses the Buy American, Build American provisions that come with the funding for that. No cost change, no change orders. It's just an amendment that Jacobs sent to us to add to the overall process.
Okay. Any questions for Sean? Hearing none, any objection to moving this forward to the next council meeting? Okay, we will move this one forward. Number 7, Johnson Street water main replacement materials.
Yeah, what you have before you is bids for materials to replace a section of water main in front of the post office on Johnson Street. This is part of what's called an owner supervised program. I don't know if you all are familiar with that, but the state of Missouri, they've got things in their code of state regulations that allow the owners of the system, which would be you all as the decision makers, to basically bypass a lot of the engineering red tape that comes with typical water main projects. And there's an application process. You still have to have engineers involved. But for this project in particular, I called Jacobs, our on-call engineer. He sent me a map of the system. This map here. That meets the criteria to modify the existing program to add this project. This, and there was a one-page modification app that went with it. We sent it to DNR, they approved it. Now we can do the installation with very little red tape. So it saves an engineering cost, construction cost when we do it. This is, in my mind, meant for some of the smaller items, smaller projects that we can handle in-house. Anyway, there's a lot more to that, but do you have any questions for me?
So basically, this just gives our team the ability to do all the work. We don't have to contact all the engineers and all the project planners, and we basically just do everything in-house, correct?
We still have to have some engineering. What you see here, this satisfies the state's requirements. They've got to put their stamp on it. It has to show what it is. I don't know if you can read that, but it shows the proposed water line that we're putting in and so forth. So I guess there's a lot less engineering, so to speak.
So significant savings for the city.
Absolutely.
Okay. Any questions for Sean on? Nope. Any objections to moving this forward to the next council meeting? Hearing none, we will move this one forward. Thank you, sir. Number 7, right? Number 7, Johnson Street water main replacement materials. No, we just did that one. Number 8. Golly. You set me up. Number 8, Heritage Hills golf cart lease.
So we're getting to where at the end of this calendar year, the current 4-year lease will be up. We lease currently 60 carts on a fair market lease. So we're just trying to set the table so we're ready January 1 with a new fleet heading into the next year. We recommend we got a bid from TNT. They're the current provider. We currently have Yamaha with them. We recommend a 5-year, saves some money. The previous lease to the current one was a 5-year also. And so we think with all new carts, 5 years will be safe maintenance-wise. The current year was 4-year just because we had concerns with the age of the carts. We rolled 40 of the 60 carts. They were 2018s from the previous lease from Orscheln's. We rolled those forward into the current 4-year lease, and that's why we only did a 4-year instead of a 5. But again, with 2025 carts, we feel certainly comfortable with a 5-year lease and save a little money annually on that.
Okay, any questions for Troy regarding the golf cart lease? Troy, I noticed that there's a few add-ons on the carts, including the GPS module. Do you feel like that's going to really prevent a lot of wear and tear on the course by guiding on where they can and cannot go?
Yeah, so the management company is a big believer in that, and we also believe it would be a benefit, not just on wear and tear. It will save some wear and tear on the course because essentially they'll map it out and it'll shut down the cart if they get where they're not allowed to drive. We have a lot of rule followers and we have others that are not rule followers in terms of where they currently drive the carts. So we'll help that. It also provides, there's a monitor where advertising can be sold digitally versus, not just for the course, but for tournaments, rather than having the old, 24 by 18 signs that are stuck all over various holes. That can be implemented this way digitally as well. So there's an opportunity for some revenue to offset that cost.
But is that something that actually, if that ends up not being a product that works out well and people just don't like it, is that something that can be turned off? The
It can be
GPS
turned off,
piece. Yeah.
Whether it's pulled out of the agreement is a different thing because obviously that can't be done, but it can be turned off.
Okay. Very good. Any objection to moving the golf cart lease forward?
I have one question. What is a sand bottle?
What
What is a sand bottle?
So, and that's a nominal cost, it's less than $1
I
each,
get
but
that.
essentially it allows them to do some divot repairs and things of that nature as they go for less than $1 per cart per year.
Okay. I'm just kidding. I'd never heard of it. So.
Okay. Any objections to moving the golf cart lease forward to the next council meeting? Nope. All right. We will move that one forward. Number 9, a resolution approving a construction contract with Altman Charter Company to construct a parking lot for the Splash Pad Water Park.
So we finally have the numbers as you see in the packet. We've been waiting a few months on that. And now that we have the numbers, essentially this allows for both the developer's parking lot and the one row that's ours to be constructed at the same time. It just helps avoid any kind of issues, both in terms of the design and construction, but also in multiple conflicting contractors and schedules on both sides. So this agreement that Randall drew up is to provide for that joint project.
Will the construction still be going on when this is put in place? My fear was that they'd be running heavy equipment over it and tear it up after we put it in.
So they plan to construct ours with theirs, and their target for that is this fall.
Okay.
So
okay. Any other questions for Troy? Any objections to moving this forward to the next council meeting? Okay, we'll move this one forward. Last one, number 10, proposed tourism guideline revisions. Tom, going to take that one?
Like we talked about earlier, they had recommended moving the advertising amount up to $1,500 from the $1,000 range, and so they approved also or recommended we have $12,000 budgeted, for example, in our capital improvement fund. There's two different funds. There's advertising and capital improvement. We really haven't had any applications on that in a while, and so we don't really see a lot of $1,000 doesn't move the needle on many projects. So rather than having that, they'd like to remove the cap, but try to have that set for a 50-50 match. And that wasn't mentioned in that meeting, but we talked about it after the fact of having matching funds on that. But I'll try to do 2 or 3 projects and have a bigger amounts to try to move the needle. Maybe if we had a mural application or something like that, you could do a 50-50 on that with something that would be more desirable and utilize the funds for tourism accounts. So that was their recommendation on that, to just kind of take the cap off, but not, again, to spend the whole amount on one shot or one project, but to be able to evaluate funds and based on how well they fit into the role of tourism to allow them to use that as a match.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Sanders regarding tourism revisions?
I think the Tourism Commission's guidelines have been redone more times than any commission.
Mm-hmm.
Sometimes they get redone every time the administration changes. But Tom, what are we trying to do here that's saving money or more effective?
Well, it's not getting utilized. So basically, we budgeted $10,000 or $12,000 here for a few years, and capital on the advert marketing side, and that's getting used pretty well. I mean, it doesn't get used up and then $10,000 or $12,000. I mean, these aren't huge sums of money when you're talking about projects like this. And so I think that people on the capital improvement side are just not, it's too big of an effort to go after the possible of $1,000. So I think if we had some bigger funds, like I said, for things like a mural, I mean, that's just one thing that's coming to mind, or something like that you would expect to see for tourism, or maybe a green space improvement, or don't know right off the top of my head what that might be, but something that would fit into the tourism guidelines. I think if you had it, that could be, you know, you could put a $3,000, $4,000, $5,000 match towards a project. That's a big enough chunk of money to make it worthwhile for people to apply.
Do you think it has anything to do with lack of knowledge that these funds or these grants are out there, that maybe we're not publicizing them enough?
I think that could be part of it too, but again, I think a dollar figure that would be, you know, say, we don't want to, certainly it's not the goal of tourism. That was very strongly expressed, that they don't, you know, we're not looking to throw out the whole ball of wax in one shot. It's just that we need to have more flexibility to try to address some real projects coming in. But yes, we could market it better.
Okay. Any additional questions for Mr. Sanders? Hearing none, any objection to moving that forward to the next council meeting?
I'm all for it.
Okay. That is all we've got on our list for this evening. Entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Got a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by aye.
Aye.
All opposed? We are adjourned. Thank you very much.